Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the shrine. Force a habit. Alright, today we're going to be looking at the shrine, and what are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at none other than Gearhead. Gearhead is a teachable perk unlocked, as you can see, by the Deathslinger. Now, it was very strong in the PTB. The PTB stands for the Public Test Build. Unfortunately, it did receive a small nerf after it came out of the PTB, and this is what it currently is. After hitting 2 survivors, your basic attacks, therefore not with a projectile. However, a nurse's M1 counts as a basic attack even if she blinks. But that being said, after hitting a survivor 2 times with a basic attack, Gearhead will activate for 20 seconds. While Gearhead is activated, when a survivor lands a good skill check, therefore if they land a great, it won't work, the generator will glow white, revealing the generator's location that people are working on. Doesn't tell you how many people, doesn't tell you how close the gen is to being done. It's an okay perk, right? But landing greats, which a lot of people do, will pump through gens at a quick rate. You're better off with Discordance, in my personal opinion. It's an okay perk, it's not phenomenal, and keeping in mind that you have to hit 2 survivors prior to it to being able to activate. Now, the next perk I'm going to be talking about is Devouring Hope. Devouring Hope used to be one of the best perks in the game, but based on the fact that people are constantly breaking totems nowadays, it's actually not that phenomenal. What does it do? For every time you hook a survivor, and that survivor is unhooked or saved by an ally when you're outside of 24 meters, keeping in mind that a trapper has a 32-meter terrace, all he has to be is outside of 24 meters. Whenever you're outside of that distance, you will receive 1 token. Based on how many tokens you have, there is an additional effect. At 1 token equals nothing. At 2 tokens, you receive a 3% haste benefit, giving you additional movement speed. That goes up to 5%, by the way, when it is a tier 3 perk. Therefore, you get 5% additional movement speed for 10 seconds after you hook somebody. At 3 tokens, you are able to one-hit down all survivors in the trial, providing you are doing an M1. Therefore, for an example, a Huntress's projectile through her throwing axe will not down a survivor in 1 hit. It'll have to be an M1 hit. It's very good on people like the Spirit. It's good on people that can get those cheeky M1s like a Wraith, but you got to keep in mind what are you sacrificing for it. You can get Gen Rushed. If you're running Corrupt, you can force people to funnel together and find you Devour Hope. Once the totem is destroyed, you lose all stacks. If you are lucky enough to get 5 tokens of Devour Hope, you can then execute and mori a survivor on their current location after they are in dying state, regardless of the hook status and how many times you have hooked them. Phenomenal perk when you get all the tokens available. I used to run it on my nurse with Agitation, Barbecue, and Chili and Pop. However, there are just too many better options nowadays with everybody rushing through generators. You need more consistency, such as Corrupt Intervention, Surge Surveillance, and Barbecue. Moving on to the next perk, what do we have? We have Red Herring. Red Herring is a teachable unlocked by Zarina. Now, the basic way to explain this is after you've been working on a generator for more than 3 seconds, if you enter a locker, whether it's a slow vault or a fast vault, therefore countered with quick and quiet, and dance with me, of course, the generator will make an explosion sound for the killer, as if you had missed a skill check. However, it will leave no scratch marks around it. The generator will not go back, but the killer will think somebody was on the generator. You do see people run Red Herring with head-on to make locker players against killer, but it won't take much for a killer to switch on and understand what you were trying to do. Therefore, not a phenomenal perk yet again in Dead by Daylight, unlocked by Zarina. And the final perk we're going to be looking at on this week's shrine is Up the Ante. Up the Ante basically increases your luck. Luck is a very interesting thing. Now, let me explain it to you. It does not, I repeat, it does not enhance your probability of finding a rarer item in a chest like Plunderer's Instinct does. It does not affect that at all. What does luck affect? It affects your attempting getting off the hook instead of a 4% chance. The chance will go up. It also affects your chances of getting out of a bear trap. I'm pretty confident to say it does not affect your chance of getting a Pig's Party Hat off the head either. It is a buff that everybody in the team receives when somebody spawns in with it. Not a great perk. If you really wanted to get off the hook, you can run Deliverance or Slippery Meat. There are better alternatives out there than Up the Ante, which is an ace teachable. All in all, guys, this week's shrine isn't phenomenal. I personally would recommend saving your iridescent shards. They're not phenomenally great choices, and waiting for something better to come next week. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, Dead by Daylight, killer, and survivor content 5 days a week if you want to tune into the live streams over at Twitch. That being said, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the fog in the next video. Have a good one.